On the 30th of October 2018, Admiral Kuznetsov, Russia's sole aircraft carrier, suffered a major mishap while undergoing overhaul work at a dockyard in Roslyakovo near Murmansk. The aircraft carrier, which displaces around 55,000 tons, nearly sank. The warship has potent firepower, as it is capable of carrying 18 Su-33 and 6 MiG-29, as well as supersonic P-700 Granit missile and hypersonic Kinzhal missile, but was off duty and undergoing maintenance when the disaster struck. The vessel had been facing major issues since 2016 when black smoke was seen coming out from it during its engagement in the Syrian conflict. The overhaul was initially slated to finish in 2020. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why Russia's only aircraft carrier, Admiral Kuznetsov, may not be operational again. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by War Thunder. If you are, like us, fascinated by military vehicles and technology, I recommend you give War Thunder a try. It's a military vehicle combat game which you can download and play for free on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. It has a huge variety of more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s, which you can take to battle on land, in the air, and at sea on more than 80 theaters of war. War Thunder's been kind enough to offer all Defense Updates viewers a special bonus, which will grant you a free premium tank or aircraft and 3 days of premium account time for registering using our link in the description below. So take the plunge and join more than 20 million players from around the world. The Kuznetsov was stationed inside floating dock PD-50. The dock, capable of handling vessels up to 80,000 tons, is the biggest one Russia has and one of the largest in the world. On the 30th of October, the dock's tank started to take in water and led to tilting of the dock on one side. One of the PD-50's 2 cranes, which are 70 tons each, fell on the deck of Kuznetsov. This resulted in a hole of 4 by 5 meters. The second crane also got imbalanced, as per some reports, fell in the sea. Somehow PD-50 did not capsize, and as the water filled the dock, Kuznetsov floated and was tugged out. In about 4 hours, PD-50 went down and sank. The PD-50 was built in Sweden in the late 1970s and was delivered to the Soviet Navy in 1980. The disaster could have been even more catastrophic if Kuznetsov was not moved out. The PD-50 loss is a big blow since it has no easy replacement. Most of Russia's big surface ships were built in Soviet times, which includes the Kuznetsov. The construction of these vessels were carried out in the Black Sea port of Mykolaiv, which is now in the Ukraine. Currently, Mykolaiv's large shipbuilding docks are unavailable to Russia because of its conflict with Ukraine. The PD-50 was the only floating dock in northern Russia that could handle Kuznetsov or the nuclear battlecruiser Peter Velecki. Peter Velecki is also scheduled for overhaul. PD-50 accident could have far-reaching adverse impact on President Putin's plan to modernize the Russian Navy. Russia's state-owned shipbuilding monopoly, the United Shipbuilding Corporation, made a statement that damage to Kuznetsov was manageable and would not undermine plans to return the vessel back to active service in 2021. But this assertion has been questioned by analysts in Russia as well as outside. The overhaul program, even before the PD-50 disaster, was a point of major speculations. Hit by Western sanctions, the Russian economy is not in good shape. Many important military programs have been delayed. This includes the serial production of T-14 Armata tank and Su-57 fifth-generation stealth fighter. With PD-50 disaster, the cost of Admiral Kuznetsov repair will increase significantly. Recovering PD-50 from the depths of the ocean will be a technically complex and cash-draining process to undertake. Even if it is hauled back, PD-50 will have to be repaired, which will further add to the cost. It's to be noted, 2 massive cranes of PD-50 have seen extensive damage. In the absence of a suitable option in Russia, the only other way to refit Admiral Kuznetsov is to service it on a foreign dry dock. But that may resolve the tactical challenge to an extent. It won't resolve the economic issue. Most analysts believe that there is a very limited possibility that Kuznetsov can be overhauled in a cost-effective manner. A deep refit will have to include an upgrade to most major components, like turbines and boiler system, electronics and communication systems, as well as weapon suite. So basically, almost everything except the hull may need to be changed. Russia has many Soviet-era military platforms and support equipment that are 3 to 4 decades old and are outdated by today's standards. Many of these are having lingering issues. Admiral Kuznetsov has been suffering from propulsion issue for some time and was always accompanied by tugboats. It could be a more sensible decision to go for an entirely new aircraft carrier. Some reports in Russian state media indicate to the possibility of the Russians building a new nuclear-powered aircraft carrier by 2030, though there's no clear roadmap in public domain as of now. There is a good probability that Russian leadership may rethink on overhauling Admiral Kuznetsov and instead decide to focus on having a new Mordant carrier.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.